reading. Something we've all done for majority of our lives. I read not as frequently as I used to when I was at school, but I read quite frequently. I mean, we all read essentially. You reading this title of this video, you reading, you read most of the time, unconsciously or consciously, right? But do y'all actually like read books? Like open a book and read it, be it comics, manga, novels, uh, self-help books, any type of reading. Do y'all do that? Because I personally do. I read manga majority of the time. I won't lie, and every now and then I do read like spiritual books, esoteric books, novels like Nietzsche, philosophy like Socrates. Here and there, you feel me? Here and there, I dibble and dabble, right? And I've realized lately, because I'd stopped reading, you feel me? But now that I've gotten back to it, like I use bigger words now. My sentences flow easily. Like, you get what I mean? You feel me? And it's easier to recall words you've seen or heard. And even if you don't know the meaning of it per se, like you can infer, you can use your common sense to infer what the word means. You know how to use the words in proper context, right? And I think reading is important. However, according to, well, statistics, I was gonna say according to Cole Hastings, we are currently in a reading crisis. So today we'll be reacting to The Male Reading Crisis by Cole Hastings. And yeah, I've realized, bro, some niggas don't read, bro. Like a lot of niggas don't read, bro. Like a lot of niggas don't read. Not even, okay, some of my friends do read like manga or comics, but like just like sit and read a book. A lot of my homies don't read, bro. They don't read for shit, bro. So I believe it's important to read books, not just like actual books. Read books, be it novels, be it self-help books, any type of books that will help you train your brain, because your brain is a muscle. It requires training. So yeah, let's jump into it. Because when I think about it, bro, most women read more than men, bro, which is crazy. Well, not crazy really, but yeah.
Something strange is happening on my YouTube.
Women are smarter than men. It's like literally, as of lately, currently, women are smarter than men, bro. Because all men read self-help books, bro. There's more to life than just reading self-help books, bro.
Feed. Since I got back into
Self-help.
reading daily over a year ago, I've been getting more and more videos about books on my recommended page. However, that's not
And bro, it's not hard to get into reading, bro. 30 minutes a day, bro. I first started with 10 minutes, and then after the 10 minutes has elapsed, if I feel like reading, I just continue reading. Take notes, you feel me, just to get the information in your head, you feel
the
me.
strange part because we all know big tech is always listening. What was strange was that 8 times out of 10, a book related video was from a woman's channel. If I
Like, also, bro, I know the video is barely even started, but like, every time I use certain words with my friends, bro, they always asking me, what does that mean? It's like, damn, nigga, go read, bro. Fuck. Because I can't be constantly explaining words, bro. Like, it's not like I know every single word in the world, right? But I can't be constantly explaining words. Just go read, bro. Pick up a book. Pick up a book.
do happen to stumble across a male channel talking about books, it's almost always the same few self-help ones. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, 48 Laws of Power, Atomic Habits, or Meditations by Mark.
And those are good books, bro. Those are good books. But I feel like novels, stories actually, just help you enter the psyche of someone else. You feel me? It's really good to broaden your perspectives in life.
Marcus Aurelius. When you look at the statistics, you realize this isn't all too strange. In 2023, it was found that women made up roughly 80% of fiction sales in the US, UK, and Canada. Men, on average, also read much less. In a 2013 survey, 51% of women read more than 30 books a year compared with 34% of men. In 2015, it was 55% and 28%.
But 30 books in a year is crazy, bro. That's like what? Cause a book, bro. You know how thick a book is, bro.
And in 2018, it was 60% and 20%.
I'll get to that number eventually.
What happened to men reading for pleasure, or at all? What are the cultural and biological factors that led to this decline? And what will be the consequences if this trend continues? Let's answer those questions in this video. First, an update on overall reading trends. In a 2022 survey, the NEA reported that 48.5% of adults read at least one book in the past year, compared with 52.7% 5 years earlier and 54.6% 10 years earlier. The sharpest decline can be observed with novels and short stories, aka fiction, especially among young men. In 2017, the share of women reading novels or short stories was down to 50%, and in 2022 to 46.9%. But men saw their fiction reading rate slip from 35.1% in 2012 to 33.0% in 2017, and then to 27.7% in...
And I think 2022 is when was it 2022? 2021, 2022 is when I discovered Vagabond, bro. Like, bro, reading is so nice, bro. Like, yo, bro, like, y'all niggas need to read, bro.
2022. That clashes with what we know about overall print book sales, which have actually increased in the past decade. So who is driving this upward trend in sales? Mostly women. To understand why this is the case, we can look back as far as our adolescence. A Book Trust poll found that 42% of mothers, compared with 29% of fathers, read with their under ones every day, while 71% of mothers, compared with 62% of fathers, read with their 3-year-olds every day. In another study titled African American...
Also, I think the reason why I have no problem or issues reading is because my father got me into reading like early, bro. You feel me? Because he'd make me like read off of cards, so like spellings, to know the words and the meanings of the words, and then would actually give me books to start reading. Like, that nigga made sure that I am well equipped, essentially.
White and Latino fathers' activities with their sons and daughters in early childhood, researchers found that fathers of boys engaged in physical play more frequently than fathers of girls, whereas fathers of girls engaged
Now
more
that I think of it, I never did any physical play with this nigga, bro. It was only reading, spelling, chess, and freaking osses. He used to like make music. He was a producer as a hobby. You feel me? So music, puzzles, and I drew, so I made art. So yeah, that's literally all I did. So it was reading, spelling, chess, and what's this? Producing. Oh yeah, also, since he was a producer, he would write like lyrics for his own music, but he never took it serious. As I said, it was a hobby. So that got me into poetry as well. So he made sure that I was an artist, bro. I won't lie, bro.
frequently in literary activities.
And I thought I just picked that shit up on my own, but yeah.
From the time we are born, men adopt common gender roles and therefore have little to no male reading role models. Now, this is where you can make a nature versus nurture argument. Do fathers feel more biologically inclined to prepare their sons for the physicality of the world, or is it because...
And I think it's because the world isn't as physical anymore, bro. You feel me? I think that's why he was like, you know what, bro, might as well like tune your freaking brain, bro.
Because that's what our culture has taught them to do. Honestly, I think it's a little bit of both.
Yes.
I think men tend to naturally gravitate towards and fixate on things related to the physical rather than the emotional, which pushes many men to overdevelop that area of their life and underdevelop the more intuitive, empathetic, emotional side. However, this is 100% not an excuse to allow this trend to persist. There is so much lacking culturally in regards to how men treat other men and how they perceive other men who are more in touch with their emotional literary side. We are told that allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, letting our emotions express themselves, and being moved...
Reading does feel performative when you read like in public, bro. Like, I'd rather go to the library and read there. And even then, it feels performative, but I'd rather do that, bro. Or read here at Boise, bro.
by words on a page is childish.
And also, bro, at the library, dog, I only see... When I see niggas at the library, bro, it's only them going to study. I never see niggas go there to actively read books. I've seen girls, women go there, grab a book, and read that shit, bro. Crazy.
or gay. As a result, our interests develop in different ways, and I think this subtly influences us to find books, especially fiction, less enjoyable than they are to women, which is backed up by the data. In 2018,
And fiction is so tough, bro. Like fiction is so amazing, bro.
24% of 15-year-old boys and 44% of girls the same age agreed that reading is one of my favorite hobbies, while 60% of boys and 39% of girls agreed that I read only to get information that I need. That same study found that more than 40% of girls at age 15 reported reading at least 30 minutes a day, compared to only about a quarter of boys who did the same. This is very telling of the general sentiment that I hear from a lot of younger guys regarding books, which is that unless
I'm telling you, bro, woman will take over like soon. Bro.
they are directly contributing to the enhancement of one's utility, they are a waste of time. In a New York Times article titled "Why Did the Novel
'Cause when I
Reading
think
Man
about it,
Disappear?"
I know I'm pausing a lot. Women are getting more educated, more like a lot of women have degrees now. A lot of women are in school now. Like I'm telling you, bro, women will take over soon, bro.
said he had trouble getting many of the young men in his courses interested in the material because they did not see the benefit of novels. They're more interested in the instrumental, he said. Now, why this is the case goes incredibly deep. There's so many different aspects to this, and I've talked about masculinity a lot on this channel, so I'm going to do my best to explain how it relates to reading books here. It is not entirely unjustified for young men to feel this way. Due to the system we live in, we are taught at a young age that we are worth nothing unless we have accomplished sort of tangible success in our lives.
Exactly.
And how our culture
Which is
defines tangible
Which is why a lot of people are pursuing, or a lot of men are pursuing like physical skills. You feel me? That's their motive. And as and as you saw with the stat, most boys read to get the information they need. That's not reading for pleasure, not reading for anything, just to get the information they need so they can just move on.
success is usually in the form of wealth or status. Wealth usually comes in the form of money, but status can mean many different things. Social status, physical status, career status, intelligence status, etc. If you cannot signal that you have something substantial to provide to the world, you are treated like a ghost. And I'm not saying this isn't the case for women. Women's worth
And bro, if you don't have the physical stats, bro, just focus on the mental, bro. Focus on the mind, bro. I swear, like, if you build your mind up, bro, you can, like, I don't know how to explain it, man. Whenever I try to like build my mind up, as I said, I stopped reading for a while, but like now as I started reading again, bro, like the stronger my mind becomes, bro. It's like my physical body has to be as strong as the mind. So I am incentivized to go work out, go run, go train, go play sports, like so that everything can just mesh well and be balanced. You feel me? It's like I can't have one aspect of myself up there and the other down here. I need to bring them both up all at the same time. So it's important to read and be active, bro, genuinely.
is often derived from their outward appearances, but typically women are not socially punished as harshly if they're not reaching a certain outward appearance. So since this is what our culture and system magnifies in men, naturally men are going to gravitate towards activities that translate into skills that will stop them from being treated like a ghost. And on the surface, the only books that are justifiable to that cause are self-help books, but only a very particular type of self-help book. Self-help books tagged with memoir, biography, and autobiography have more
Like as I said, I'm currently rereading Vagabond, right? So Vagabond is all about the way of the sword. So Musashi Miyamoto is the main character of the story. And I'm reading it. There's so many like philosophical and psychological tones just wrapped all over the whole story, right? But you can see it, you can read it, break it down, you feel me, ingest it. There's so many like life stories, life lessons you can get from it, right? But it's a bunch of men playing with swords, bro. Like the sword fighting, it's like life or death. So that part of it is reading it is helping me grow mentally, right? But it's also pushing me to go work on my physical, because it's literally a story of swordsmen, bro. You feel me? That's what I'm saying, bro. If the brain goes up, the body must come with it, bro. You can't leave the other one lacking. It's not the way.
Female readers, while those tagged with science, business, psychology, and religion have more male readers. In other words, men are less interested in learning about people's stories, struggles, and emotions, and more interested in learning about how to gain what society values in men, like money and power over others. And this is a massive reason why I decided to write my first novel, which, as of the day I'm publishing this video, has finally been released. I have for so long wanted to create a piece of work that would allow people, men specifically, to see the value in reading fiction in order to enhance their understanding of the world, and I believe my debut novel, Echoes Across Infinity,
I'm telling you, bro. In a few months, bro, I'll be a different person, bro. Like I'm already a different person from like a month ago, but like in a few months, I just know, bro. Mentally, I'll be elsewhere, bro.
does just that. Echoes Across
And I appreciate this phase of my life because I'm actively laying the foundations for the future me. You feel me? And when that time comes, I'll look back on this time with like so much gratitude because if I didn't do this, then I wouldn't progress regardless. You feel me? So yeah, man. Go read, man.
Infinity is about a 21-year-old named Elliot who lives in a post-pandemic world, aka our modern world, and due to a freak accident, ends up losing his mother. Through the trauma he endures, he begins to have uncontrollable visions of a foreign world, which he soon finds out is a parallel reality.
And sorry, the more you read, right, like fiction especially, the more creative you become, the more imaginative you become, and that's really important as a creative and as a human being in general. You feel me? Because all things that we know of, all things that are physical, all things that exist, were first imagined. So just broaden your imagination or your imaginative real estate. Just broaden that shit out, bro.
Throughout the book, Elliot struggles with understanding his place in the world and how to grapple with his emotions, and using the parallel reality, learns how to transform his beliefs to create an identity he is genuinely proud of. This book is a blend of sci-fi, self-improvement, philosophy, and psychology. It is a culmination of over 500 days of work, and I have never been more proud to promote something in a video. I genuinely believe this is a story worth reading, even if you aren't a guy, and it's the perfect gateway into fiction, so if you are interested in reading it, you can pick it up by going to one of the first links in my description. Please go check it out, because if you enjoy my videos, I think you will really be able to relate to the main character and you will absolutely love this book. And if you still aren't convinced yet, I think you will be by the end of this video. What's only exacerbated this trend of men putting their attention solely on things that result in utility is, of course, our economic situation as well. Capitalism breeds hustle culture. Hustle culture teaches the idea that you can be the most handsome, successful, popular dude if you just work every waking hour. And if you work every waking hour, you know what you don't have time for? Reading for pleasure. It better be a book about creating a Roth IRA, explaining the psychology of money, winning friends and influencing people, or being a manipulative dictator. And I'm not even saying that self-help books are inherently bad, but they don't leave the same type of impact that fiction books do. A type of impact that is severely lacking in the modern world.
Bro, cause genuinely, bro, I know I've been saying Vagabond, bro, cause as I'm rereading it right now, bro, like I remember when I read it for the first time, I was like, what, 17? I was like, damn, bro, this nigga Musashi is me, bro. He and I are the same person, bro, cause I felt like during that phase I was going through something similar. You feel me? I felt like I was lost in the cosmos. You feel me? In the vastness of life, and I was like, damn, bro. You feel me? And now that I'm 21, literally 4 years later, I I have like a new perspective on life, and that shit just hit even more. Like it hit harder now that I'm rereading it again, bro. I remember, bro, when Musashi was still Takezo, he was hung up on a cedar tree in his village, right, by Takuan. Bro, that shit almost made me cry, bro, because I was reading that shit, I was tearing up. I was like, damn, bro. You feel me? This is like, cause bro is so desperate for a noble death, like a swordsman's death, cause he didn't want to die in shame, cause he's been hung up on the tree for days, bro, for days. He pissed on himself, shat on himself. He's been rained on. Birds have been pooping on him. Starving. He's dehydrated. All he can think about are all the people he has killed, and all the people, and like, yo, bro, reliving his trauma essentially. You feel me? He's going into the shadow. Like his ego is being broken down piece by piece, bro. And that shit spoke to me, man. Damn.
More deeply when I go over the consequences towards the end of this video. Additionally, I think this helps us understand something that may or may not be shocking to you. Men are way more reluctant to read female authors than women are reluctant to read male authors. Newly analyzed data drawn from Nielsen Book Data's consumer research shows that for the top 20 best-selling female writers of fiction and non-fiction purchased in the UK in 2023, fewer than 20% of purchases were made by men, with the majority of these focused on the classics as opposed.
I think it's obviously misogyny, but I think the only author I know that most men will like purchase her book is obviously J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. So
works by contemporary writers. In comparison, 44% of the top 20 best-selling male writers of fiction and non-fiction were bought by women. Going off what we know about the culture and our economy, my hunch is that men are less open to receiving ideas and insights from someone like a female author who they might think not be able to help them with something regarding tangible value. Their motives for reading are different. Conversely, women are more open-minded and receptive towards receiving different viewpoints that come from men, and on top of that,
that's why women are better people, bro. I don't lie.
Their motive for reading is more frequently one of leisure. But that's just my theory. I would love to know what you think about this particular data point by leaving a comment. And since these trends in book sales have persisted for so long, the market has adapted to them, only further exacerbating this trend. In the New York Times article I mentioned earlier, the author highlights a walkthrough of a book chain in New York City. He states, "Eventually, Mr. Kiono took me to the front to look at an attractive customer favorites display. Here, pastel and vivid colors dominated the covers of books by romance and romantasy stalwarts like Carly Fortune and Sarah J. Maas, the author of the popular Account of Thorns and Roses series. It was also..."
I think the only time I ever read a piece of media from a woman is they are on Substack and Smut.
Found that by 2020, for the first time in history, women were publishing more books than men, contributing to increased revenue for the industry for both male and female consumers. And I think many of these sales can be attributed to BookTok. BookTok is the site of TikTok where readers recommend and review their favorite books for their audiences. And if you search BookTok and scroll for even just a little, you will see that the majority of creators are women and that they are mostly recommending the same types of books, like romantasy, that are being displayed front and center in bookstores. So because of recent developments in reading, online and physical retailers start pushing more female-dominated book genres to the forefront of their stores, thereby attracting more women than men, thereby disincentivizing men to actually browse books and choose something other than a self-help book mentioned by a guru online. This is not a bad thing, of course, when you're...
But like, to be real, bro, there's only so much self-help you can read, bro. That shit gets boring after some time, bro. I don't lie, bro. I don't lie, bro. It gets
for business and you see that the majority of your customers are women, of course you're going to adjust your store or your marketing to appeal to the majority of your customers. And it's great that both men and women are publishing around the same amount of books now, which allows for better representation. But if this were to continue, I think men will find it increasingly hard to justify picking up a fiction book, or really any book for that matter. So what are the consequences of this? Well, we're already starting to see some of them, and they don't look too good. One global study found that 4th grade girls had higher average reading achievement levels in almost all of the 50 countries surveyed than boys in the same grade, a trend that has held since 2001. According to the OECD, data looking at 15-year-olds across developed countries, girls...
Also, I just remembered, like, back in high school, right? So whenever there was top 10, so after the term, right? Bro, grade 11, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12, bro. Our top 10 was dominated by girls only, bro. Like literally girls only, bro. I remember, when was it? Grade 10, I think it was the third term, right? I was literally the only nigga there in the top 10, bro. The only nigga, bro. The top 10 is like the top 10 best students within the grade, right? I was the only nigga, bro. There was 9 girls, bro. 9 girls. I was the only nigga there, bro. And mind you, I wasn't even studying, bro, because I don't fuck with studying. And I thought to myself, I'm thinking to myself now, fuck, if I'm the one who's like, I don't fuck with studying like that, how many other niggas were thinking the same thing back then? You feel me? Which was crazy. And the same thing happened the following year. Uh, but this time it was term 2 in grade 11. Again, I was the only nigga in the top 10. The only nigga in the top 10, bro. Which was crazy to me, bro. I won't lie, which was crazy. But the boys did pick up their socks the following terms and their matric, but it was still predominantly the girls. You feel me? Which is insane, bro.
Girls outperform boys in reading
Like niggas need to lock in, bro. Niggas
in
need to
every
lock
single OECD nation surveyed. And what happens when those guys grow up? They lag heavily behind in the very things they want to achieve by avoiding fiction. Studies show that people who read books not only live longer than people who don't read books, but also have a longevity advantage compared to those who read newspapers or magazines, even after adjusting for covariates such as age, education level, wealth, and health. The Barbara Bush Foundation found that high literacy rates are associated with a stronger economy, healthier families, safer communities, increased civic engagement, and therefore
Bro, reading does make you a better person, bro. It genuinely makes you a better person. Because you learn from so many characters within the story you're reading. And you learn to empathize and sympathize. You learn certain emotions that most niggas try to like suppress, man. You feel me? Most guys try to suppress their empathy, their sympathy, their soft feelings. You feel me? And reading really like brings it out of you. You feel me? Cause you see, Huri, there's more to being a human being than just being a man. You get me? There's more like you're not only a man, bro. You're also a human, bro. You feel me? There's more to just the gender roles, bro. Just it like it really helps, bro. Like I go read. Go read. Can't be a grown ass man not knowing how to say certain words, bro.
more
Go read.
opportunities to break multi-generational cycles of poverty. Multiple studies also show that reading fiction books specifically increases empathy and understanding of others more
See, it makes you a better person overall, bro.
than reading nonfiction. So ironically, the very thing more men today are neglecting is the very thing that would indirectly translate to the tangible status and wealth they desire. And not only that, but reading fiction is perhaps the greatest defense mechanism against social media brain rot, which has overtaken almost all of our free time in place of genuinely healthy forms of escapism. So men, this is my message to you. You might think that reading is a waste of time, especially reading fiction, but you need the opportunity to place yourself in the mind of another in order to truly start understanding yourself. As men, we rarely have the chance to feel comfortable enough to open up to people, especially our guy friends, and that's a huge problem. But when you read fiction,
I think I've never had this problem. I think the reason why a lot of people open up to me, bro, is because, as I said, my father made me read books at an earlier age, bro, when I was a kid. So that actually opened so much within me, bro. You feel me? Because I unironically find myself as the therapist friend, bro. You feel me? Because whenever someone comes with an issue, I can empathize with them. I can sympathize with them. I can see where they're coming from. Cause I know, cause of the reading, bro. I'm gonna be real, bro. Cause whenever I read, I can put myself in the shoes of the main character to see how the character looks at life. You feel me? And that just being able to like being able to do that right now, like lately, is a skill within itself, bro. Cause not many people know how to do that, bro. As I said, not many guys know how to do that. You feel me? Like I get this the sentiment of fuck you with Bob. Cause fairly fuck you with Bob, but like every now and then just some niggas just say fuck you with Bob without even understanding what the bro is going through. You feel me? At least try to put yourself in the shoes of the homie. Understand what the homie is going through. And help him realize that shit, nigga. It's bad, it's painful, but it's life. It has its ups and downs. So fuck you, we ball. You feel me? Don't just say that without knowing what the bro is going through, cause you can never truly know what they're going through, but you can somewhat understand. You can somewhat sympathize with what they're going through. And your job as a friend, as a brother, is to help your homie realize that life has its ups and downs, but you just have to keep moving. You can't help them realize that if you don't understand. If you in your head is like, it's not even that deep, bro. You feel me? Like, go read, gents. I'm talking to the gents specifically because I know girls read, bro. Women read, bro. I have a lot of female friends, bro. They read, bro. Like, homegirls read, bro. You feel me? Like, go read, Majida. Majida ngikhuluma nani? Guys, go read, dog. Please, for me, dog. Go read, dog. Pick up a book. Pick up a book, my guy. Go read, dog. It's important. It's vitally important for you to read, dog. It genuinely is, bro. It genuinely is, bro.
You temporarily inhabit the minds of the characters.
Exactly.
You gain a deeper understanding of how their emotions...
Like, bro, the more you read, bro, the more you understand certain emotions. You know how it feels to be betrayed because you've put yourself in the shoes of the character you're reading. You feel me? Like, you forget who, like, your current self melts away when you're reading, and you become the character you're reading. And after you're done reading, you carry those experiences with you as if you've lived them. That's the important part of reading, bro. You carry experiences of lived lives that you did not actually live. You feel me? And that helps a lot, bro. That helps you relate with people easier. That helps you make friends easier. That just makes you a better person, bro. If I'm being real, bro. I never struggled to make friends, bro. I've never, ever in my life struggled to make friends. Because I always find something to relate with them. You feel me? And even if we have nothing in common, I still know how to, like... I know I can meet you halfway, bro. You feel me? And I can help you meet me halfway, bro. You feel me?
Work, why they react the way they do, and how that hurts or contributes to their lives. And when you do that, what you are really doing is...
And also it helps you understand your wrongdoings. Let's say you've hurt someone and you take the time to sit down and try to put yourself in their shoes. You realize, damn, I was in the wrong. And you are now incentivized to go apologize. You feel me? That helps strengthen relationships. That helps, bro, it helps in every, like, reading is so important. Fuck. Like, there's no, I can't say anything more, bro. It's just that important. Go read, bro. Go read, bro.
Gaining a deeper understanding of yourself. Exactly. You learn how to put your emotions into words. You learn how to handle conflict better. You become more open-minded to other people's beliefs and points of view, and therefore, you are far more equipped to handle the real world when you return to it. Humans are wired to learn through stories, not self-help facts without any emotional stakes tied to them. I genuinely think there might not be a better way to solve this issue of men being reluctant to empathize, understand women, show their emotions, process them, and become more well-rounded men than getting men into reading fiction again. So instead of using your downtime to numb your brain with mindless stimulation, dive into a classic. Read a fun fantasy story that transports you to a different world. Sit with what you've read and try to translate it to your own experiences. Help it put words to things and ideas you previously had no way to articulate. Because the more that you do that, the more peaceful and fulfilling life becomes. And the more peaceful and fulfilling that life becomes, the more you start to get all of those things that you thought you wanted, that you might soon come to realize you didn't actually want, as a byproduct. Whether you're an avid sci-fi reader or you want to get into the incredible genres within fiction, I highly recommend you check out my debut novel, Echoes Across Infinity. I know I said it already, but I'm just so proud of what I created. I really put my all into this, and I'm just so excited for you guys to get your hands on this book and let me know what you think. If it sucks, tell me, write a review. If it rocks, tell me, also write a review, please. Either way, if you do end up purchasing it, it really means the world to me because I put everything into this, and I do genuinely think it's a story worth reading that will lead to a better understanding of yourself and your life. This is usually where I recommend another one of my videos, but I'd rather you log off right now and read a book.
Yeah, man, that was the video, man. Go read a book, my nigga. Like, yo, like, it's really important for you to read. Be it any book, bro, any language, you feel me? Just go read, bro. It really helps. It really helps you grow as a person, bro. It really helps you build up your mind. And if you want to get into politics, go read The Prince by Machiavelli, you feel me? You can go read old books, like fiction books that, like, self-help is cool, bro. Like, it really is cool, bro, but it gets boring, bro. It gets boring. There's no drama, there's no tension, there's no nothing, bro. You feel me? So go read those books, bro. You learn how to see yourself. You learn how to put yourself in certain situations mentally, and you learn how to move in certain situations, like mentally and physically in reality, right? It's really important. It helps stretch your mind. You feel me? It helps you be more open-minded. So yeah, bro. I really hope you pick up a book after this video, dog. You feel me, dog? Go read, dog. Go read. Go open a book. Grown ass man. When last did you open a book? Not a textbook for school, like a book just for you to read and relax. Some of y'all have only been reading in high school. Those stories, those English stories, that's the only time you ever read a book in your life, boy. Go read. Go read. Yeah, that was it for me today, and I'll see you next time. Badoosis.